Hello!
Path of Exile is a lovely free action RPG that I will recommend. I have over 1,000 hours on the client version. The game is not perfect but does have many great qualities. First off, the game can be quite hard, there's a lot to learn, and beating the story can take a few dozen hours to a new player. Even with over 1,000 hours, I wouldn't consider myself to be any real good. There's always more to learn. Going in blind will be quite tough. There's a huge amount of skills to use in the form of skill gems. You can put them into your gear and link them with support gems to give certain effects. I'm not the most fit player to say this, but I feel like many skills are viable. Many skills with okay investment can do most of the endgame content. However, the meta is there for a reason. Certain skills will need less investment than others and will have better mechanics. The game is not considered pay to win, as you can beat the story mode without ever paying a penny. However, when you start to do content after the story mode, you soon find yourself lacking storage space. Extra storage can only be gotten through the cash shop. Not only can you buy more storage, you can buy specialized storage that helps you organize. Now that we have tab affinity, these tabs are even better at organizing. You could make extra characters to use as mules, but this method is very clunky. Selling items to other players is also quite hard, as the easiest method is buying a premium stash tab. Otherwise, you need to use a third-party program. Besides that, the rest of the MTX is simply for looks, which does cost a lot more than other games. There is a few MTX that will improve frame per second, which I do find odd. There's also loot boxes which can have dupes. The items from loot boxes can be bought 3 months later. Every league there's always some Reddit drama, that is rightfully so. Ritual League is a great welcome but does come with a new texture loading that would crash a few players. It has been fixed, but now there's a trade info delay. More on that later. The developers have a history of nerfing the meta, which is fine as it spices things up, but they sometimes go a bit overboard. Quality of life could still be further improved, such as better pickup range, items dropping in stacks, and better stash search function. Old content or ideas are rarely worked on. Communication is what many would say GGG does well, but every so often it does go sour. Before Ritual League came out, there was news of a big balance to skill gems, when in reality half of it was nerfed to alternate quality aura gems. Trading is not a fun experience. To buy an item, you need to look it up on the trade website, whisper someone, go to their hideout, and then trade. When everything is smooth, this experience is only a mild inconvenience. However, the trade process only goes into action once the other person sends a party invite. It's quite common to whisper many people before getting a reply. A player-owned store has been suggested for a long time, but sadly GGG says it goes against their game's ideals. Currently in Ritual League February 8, 2021, the trade information is a tad behind. This makes trade offers on the website stay up longer than it's needed, annoying both the buyer and seller. I'm not a big fan of death mechanics as it pushes me towards certain skills. However, I am still a newbie, so take that one with a bit of salt. I don't like how freezing bosses with phases prevent them from going into their next stage. The game at its core is very fun when you can just kill things and get better gear. Like I mentioned before, there's a huge amount of skills to use with only a small few that are near worthless. With the good amount of skills and uniques, it's possible to do some interesting builds. Just theory crafting a build brings me enjoyment. There's a lot of endgame content, some which truly pushes your build. Party play is broken. Having a support build can overpower the party to new levels. Regular party is not too great though, as it's usually one person who carries the team. The game has come a long way and looks pretty good, at least when things are stable. The game code is not the most efficient, but has improved over time. Third-party programs help greatly with trading and theory crafting. In the end, I find myself enjoying the game most when I can finally find the right build. The game does have its issues, but it's overall a good experience. Either that or sunk cost fallacy.